Hi, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. Welcome here if it's your first time. Today's video is all about the NuFace versus the Zip Beauty device. These are both micro and nano current devices that are meant to lift and tone your face. And I have had such a different experience using both of them, so I wanted to do a video that compared the two so that I can go into more detail about that. Just to let you know, I did purchase both of these with my own money, so this is a totally unbiased and very expensive review. Very quickly, you can find me on Instagram at Girl Get Glamorous and on Pinterest at Molly Gardner 1. And there's always more on the blog at Girl Get Glamorous. For this video, I want to talk about my user experience, why I prefer one over the other, and then we're actually going to do a facial. We're going to do the NuFace on this side and the Zip on this side. I think it should be interesting. This is the NuFace Trinity and it retails for $325. It comes with a charging dock and conductive gel. You can also purchase the NuFace Trinity with attachments, and that has an eye attachment so that you can use this device around your eye, and it also has a red light attachment, and that is $499 for the Trinity, the two attachments, a charging base, and the conductive gel. They also make a NuFace Mini, and that retails for $199. I don't have hands-on experience with the Mini like I do with the Trinity. This is the Zip GX and it retails for $495. It comes with the golden gel, and the golden gel on its own would be $129. I actually have a whole video on the Zip. In that video, there's so much more detail about how these devices work, so I'm not going to go over that all again. This video is going to be just a comparison of the two. I'm actually going to start the comparisons with charging, which probably sounds so crazy, but I think it'll make more sense when we get into it. The NuFace comes with this charging dock, so you can leave this, on your vanity counter and plug it in. I will say it's a little bit wobbly, so I would just be careful so that you don't knock this off. You're a nice investment. Oh, I just dropped it. And the Zip also has a charging port on the bottom end, and it comes with a charging cord and device. The charger that comes with the Zip is actually white, but I misplaced it. So this is an old cell phone charger. Honestly, it's major points that the cable is interchangeable. And this is a USB port. So that's another huge thing. You can plug it in like so to the wall and charge it that way. Or if you travel, especially if you travel internationally, you can just plug the USB port into your computer, and then you don't have to worry about the electricity in whatever country you're in. For me, the Zip really wins in terms of charging. And for travel, size-wise, the Zip is also just really lightweight, compact, easy. I actually store this just in this little cloth bag. And so it's perfect. I can pop this in my purse when I'm traveling. I don't even have to put it in my suitcase. The user experience for me was actually the deciding factor when it came to NuFace versus Zip. And that really surprised me. I originally just thought, I'm going to use both for an equal amount of time. I'm going to do 6 months of each, and I'm going to see what results I get, and that's going to be the device that I stick with. And at that point, I've already been using the Zip for around, I want to say 6 to 8 months, and I just assumed that I would be using the NuFace as well. The NuFace, it makes a beep to turn on, and then you can either bring it down to the lowest setting if you have sensitive skin, or bring it all the way up. Now, this is what really surprised me about the NuFace, is that every 5 seconds it beeps. Now, if you're the type of person who's just going to do the quick 5-minute morning facial, maybe that beeping doesn't bother you. But I personally like to do these facials. I have to turn it off. Maybe I'm sensitive to sound. I like to do these facials while I'm editing videos, while I'm checking emails. I have friends that do these at night while they're watching TV. And the Zip, you hear 1 beep when you turn it on, 2 beeps when you turn it off. When you sync a program, you'll hear 3 beeps, and that lets you know that the program is synced and that you can start doing the routine. And then with both of these, you do each one 3 times, and then you'll move to the next section. So with the Zip, you just feel a vibration and that lets you know that it's time to move to the next section. So it's really, really quiet. And with the NuFace, I was just surprised by how loud it was. I mean, there was no way to get through more than a 15-minute facial with this just beeping at me the whole time while I was trying to do other work. It reminded me of when you need to change the batteries in the smoke detector and it just keeps going off. And I just couldn't handle it. I'm not trying to be mean at all. If that beeping doesn't bother you, great, you know, go for it. I also could feel the NuFace zapping me a few times, which really surprised me. I got shocked, and I have even started to use more conductive gel than I used to when I filmed my first Zip video. So I put a fair amount of conductive gel on and I still got shocked. And I've been using the Zip for 1.5 years now, and only once or twice did I get just the teeniest little zip where I was like, oh, I need more gel in that spot. So that is kind of a big deal to me. And then the third user experience make it or break it thing for me was that when I started using the NuFace, I immediately got this very metallic taste in my mouth, and it just tasted like I was gargling pennies, and I was so surprised. I had not heard anyone mention the beeping. I had heard a few people talk about the shock, but I had not really heard anyone talk about the metal. So I went online and I was reading reviews. I actually read hundreds of reviews because I wanted to make sure I had all the information to give you guys. And only 2 to 3 other people mentioned that metallic taste, but I don't know, it was just so bad. But maybe that's a very rare side effect. Maybe for whatever reason, maybe because if I have like a metal filling in there, I don't know, it just, it was not great. So I actually ended up using the Zip more because it's just easier to use. It's easier to fit it into my life. I actually only ended up using the NuFace 5 times total, which is kind of crazy. And the Zip I've been using for 1.5 years now, and I've used it 5 to 6 times a week. I know that it's super easy to just price shop and price compare, but to me, if I have to pay a little bit more for something that I end up using hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times more, this just ends up being the better value. All right, let's get into the facials now. Zip Crystal Gel is a great conductive gel for giving your skin glow. And I also love the Zip Silver Gel. It's a little bit thicker and great for sensitive skin, so that's what I'm going to use today. I was pleasantly surprised to see that NuFace has an app. They have a 5-minute and a 15-minute facial that you can do with the Zip Trinity. And then if you purchase the extra attachments, you can do those 2 bottom treatments for fine lines and for an eye treatment. Today I'll be doing the 15-minute facial on only this side of my face, so it will be a 7.5-minute facial. I'm gliding everything back and holding it for 5 seconds until I hear the beep. Once you hear the beep, you can repeat. Some spots you repeat the motion 3 times, and there's certain areas where you only will go over it once. It's all detailed in the video. I am going to take out that background noise now so that we don't hear the beeping every 5 seconds. While I'm happy that they have videos on the app that show you where to hold the device and how to move it for the best results, I do wish that they also had sound and that it would guide you through, because I think having to watch the video and read is a little bit hard to do while you're also moving the device. And I think if you had glasses, it would be especially hard to do these routines and be reading or trying to watch without holding the phone right in front of your face. Now, one thing that I've noticed, this is supposed to be a 7.5-minute routine per side, and I follow this model exactly. I do all of the motions in the exact same direction and for the same amount of time that they recommend. And I always finish the entire facial in around 8 minutes. I truly do not understand what I'm doing wrong. I know it should be a 15-minute facial, and I just always finish it in half the time. And I don't feel like I'm rushing the movements at all. And as you can see, I just got shocked, which really surprised me. I was not anticipating that. And that's one thing with the NuFace that has really bothered me. Beyond the metallic taste and the beeping, I have noticed that I really do get a shock. It's just not the relaxing experience I think that I had wanted to have. You can see the red spot on my face there, and you can see that my forehead is getting a little bit red from the probes as well. So I'm going to speed the rest of this up so that we can move over to the Zip side. Let's move over to the Zip app now. There are 10 different treatments. The primer is a 2-minute treatment you can do to get your blood moving. The Energize is their full face lift, and that's a 12-minute treatment. Lymph and Lift is one of my favorites for allergy season or after traveling. That's a 7-minute treatment. Sensitive Energize for sensitive skin, 12 minutes. Instant Gratification is a nice quick facelift in 4 minutes. And the pigment treatment is great if you have melasma or sunspots. And the Total Clearing is great for acne. I might do this one over that spot on my forehead. The Quick Fix is great for under eyes and fine lines, and Vitalize is one of my favorites, and that is for dark circles and fine lines around the eyes. I do this one every single time I zip. Today I'll start with the 11s treatment. When you turn your zip on, you'll hear 1 beep to know that the device is turned on and 3 beeps to know that the program has synced. The 11s treatment is a new treatment, and this is Botox in a device. It has made my forehead so smooth. I cannot believe it. They have released a few new treatments to test out. One was Jowls, which they have since taken off the app, and that gave me an incredible jawline. It was honestly blew my mind every time I did it. And the 11s also blows my mind. It smooths out my forehead, gives me an eyebrow lift. It is just really an incredible treatment. The last time I had similar results was the one time that I had Botox back in, I think, 2017. And I loved the smooth forehead that Botox gave me, but I hated how frozen my forehead felt underneath the skin. Anyone who's had Botox probably knows what I'm talking about. It was a really strange sensation that I did not expect. And I should say, I am not anti-Botox, anti-filler. I think do what you want, do what makes you feel your best and makes you feel like you look your best. I just personally love this Zip treatment. I think my forehead looks so smooth and so incredible. And I cannot believe how in 2 minutes it completely lifts up the eyebrows and gives me this great facelift on that side. So I love the 11s treatment. I know that it's a temporary treatment as they keep updating and improving the app and improving all of the treatments available. So I'm hopeful that we will someday get this as a permanent treatment because it's just really cool. And that's one thing I love about the Zip app is that they are always improving. You can see what I mean. That eyebrow lift is just incredible. That is one thing that I love about the Zip app. They are always updating it and improving it, and you really feel like you are getting the latest and greatest technology and the best possible treatments. So next we'll do Energize. This is their 12-minute facelift. So I will only do half of the treatment, and that will be 6 minutes on this side of my face. I thought that this would be the most fair way to do this battle of the facelifts. That would be 7.5 minutes on the NuFace side and 8 minutes on the Zip side. So pretty close. Each of the treatments has a video that after you sync, you can hit play.
2 vibrations on each location on the neck. Okay, next we're moving to the mid-neck on this side.
And Melanie, the creator of Zip, who's also an esthetician, walks you through the treatment. And she points to exactly where on the face you should be doing it and goes through the treatment with you so that you are getting maximum results. She follows the lymphatic pathways, and I really just feel like when I follow her movements, I get the absolute best facelift. And I also love that she talks you through so that you don't necessarily have to watch the video every single time, but after you've done it a few times and are familiar with the motions, you can put your phone down and listen to make sure that you're in the right place. And then check in every once in a while and make sure that you really are doing everything correctly. But I just feel like you are getting all of this expert advice from a professional, all for the cost of the device. So to me, that's a really impressive added on bonus with the Zip, is to have that professional level guidance and the professional level treatments. One thing that I should have mentioned when we were first looking at both devices is that the Zip works with nanocurrent and the NuFace works with microcurrent. Now, in theory, the Zip will work faster because nanocurrent is smaller than microcurrent, and that would mean that these currents would reach farther into the cellular level on the Zip side. I'm sure a scientist would want to pass out trying to hear me explain this, but I do think the Zip has newer technology. Here are my final results on the NuFace side. I do think I still got a decent lift, but with the Zip, to me, that side of my face just looks a little bit tighter and more lifted. I also feel like the Angry Bird spots, these frown lines on my forehead above my eyebrows, are softer on the Zip side, and my eyebrow is higher on the Zip side as well. So here we go. One more time. This is the before and after. I feel like we went over everything, but if you have any questions, please ask below. I do check them. I want to make sure that you get answers to everything, and you can also just say hi. So if you could do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up as well, I would really appreciate that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.